สวัสดีค่ะ and welcome to Thailand News Update. In today's news, updates on the Test and Go program, more Omicron cases detected from international travelers, and fish in a water bottle. All that and more coming right up. And to the question everyone is asking, what is happening with the Test and Go program for fully vaccinated arrivals in Thailand? I should quickly add a caveat to anything I'm about to report because the situation is very fluid and could be updated as soon as today. So, in addition to discussing whether to cancel the Test and Go quarantine exemption scheme, the Thai government says that they will also review its list of countries considered to be at low risk for COVID-19 and decide to ban travelers from high-risk countries. Public Health Minister Anutin Chanvirakul said yesterday that the ministry has made a proposal to the CCSA to cancel the Test and Go entry scheme. But the Thaiger is predicting that it is more likely that there will be a modification to the list of participating countries on the Test and Go program, and not a complete ban. Travelers from 8 African countries are already banned from Thailand, while those traveling from other African countries must undergo a 14-day quarantine. And for those people who have recently been approved for the Test and Go program or are traveling to Thailand, we would like to recommend you to check all your options, including cancellation or postponement for your flights if necessary, so you can make good decisions if and when the rule changes. Timing-wise, we expect some clarification of the situation today. Certainly, it will be before Friday. We are right on top of the story and will bring you the latest at thethaiger.com as soon as we hear anything. 3 recent arrivals on the Gulf island of Koh Samui have been detected with the Omicron variant of COVID-19. The 3 include a 54-year-old British woman, a 55-year-old Belgian man, and a 56-year-old British man. The 3 new cases are the first not only for the holiday island, but also the first for the province of Surat Thani. The trio arrived last Thursday on separate flights. 2 arrived on the island via connecting flights from Europe, transiting in the UAE or Singapore, and then on Bangkok Airways flight through Suvarnabhumi. The other arrived on a direct flight from Singapore. All 3 arrived in Koh Samui on the Test and Go program and were reported with mild symptoms when they arrived. A total of 49 crew and other passengers have since been tested after being assessed as high risk from the flights to the island. A further 8 people staying at the same hotel as the infected passengers when they arrived have also been tested. And while we're all happily shopping, some online, you might want to take note of this next story. The Ministry of Digital Economy and Society and authorities are investigating about 1,550 complaints made about harmful online activities earlier this month. The Vice Minister of Digital Economy and Society said the complaints were filed to the ministry's Online Complaint Center, or OCC, from December 3rd to 9th. The majority of complaints, or nearly 1,200, were about shopping online. Other prominent problems reported to the center include illegal websites, cyber threats, and other issues. People who experience issues with online shopping or find inappropriate content online can report their findings to the OCC's hotline 1212. A 5.8 magnitude earthquake in Laos has given next-door Thailand a shake and caused a 425-year-old Buddha statue in the northern border province Nan to crack. The shake was felt by those in Thailand's northern and northeastern provinces. The earthquake struck at 4 a.m. yesterday morning with a depth of 10 kilometers, according to the Meteorological Department's Earthquake Observation Division. It was followed by a 3.5 magnitude aftershock 6 minutes later and another 2.4 magnitude aftershock around 5:30. The centuries-old statue at the famous Pumin Temple had cracked back in 2019 during a 6.4 magnitude earthquake. Reports say the new crack is deep and reveals the motors inside. Some tiles in the temple's main hall also fell down. What do you usually find inside a bottle of drinking water? Well, hopefully just water. Now, Thais are questioning the cleanliness of the bottled water after one person found a small fish swimming inside and around a large sealed bottle of drinking water. The customer filmed the silver fish swimming in the bottle before returning it to the shop. Now, the customer posted this online on Facebook without mentioning where they purchased the water or from which province. Some joke that if a fish can live inside the water, then it's probably safe to drink. Others say the customer was lucky the bottle was transparent, as often water comes in large white jugs, and if there were fish inside, no one could notice. As to what became of the fish, we simply don't know. Regionally, and we start in Laos, inside the Golden Triangle Economic Zone next to Mekong's river in far northern Laos, many young women from neighboring countries come to look for jobs to make a decent income to support their families back home. Often the vacancies would advertise for chat girls to sell shares in new gambling companies to casino patrons, but many struggled to reach the unrealistically high sales goals and ended up being forced into the sex trade to repair their application costs and moving expenses. A young woman from Vientiane spoke to Radio Free Asia this week. She said she worked at King's Romans Casino in Laos region of the Golden Triangle bordering Thailand and was told to start selling her body just months after being hired. She was told to persuade up to 100 people to buy the company's stocks over the phone. She explained as most of them are only able to attract 1 or 2 investors per month and fail to meet expectations, they end up being sold onto other companies by their employers and forced to provide sexual services. She was able to contact authorities and was rescued before being forced into prostitution, but claimed she was just one of the 100 of Lao women who were at risk of being forced into prostitution. Lao officials insist they are looking into the woman's claims. Officially, the death toll in the Philippines remains at 208, but authorities and emergency workers are continuing to mop up the mess left from the destruction path of Typhoon Rai, named as Odette in the Philippines. More than 400,000 people have also been displaced after the strongest typhoon to hit the Philippines in 2021 slammed into the central East Coast last Thursday and cut a swath of destruction as it traveled westward, causing widespread damage and flooding. The typhoon's death toll will climb further as search and rescue services continue to arrive at the worst affected areas after they were initially hampered by power and communication outages. Many of the serviceable boats that could reach the islands or evacuate people were also damaged or wrecked in the peak of the storm. And that wraps up the morning news for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the latest news around Thailand and the region. Also, visit our website at thetiger.com for more news throughout the day. I'm Natty from The Thaiger. สวัสดีค่ะ